Two girls, no farms. Two girls, no farms. Hi everybody, this is Two Girls,
No Fucks.
and today's topic is
How to be more mindful about spending and your budget during the holidays.
how to be more mindful throughout the holidays.
How to be more mindful. Let's do it again. Redo. Yours sounds better.
Hi everybody, this is Two Girls,
No Fucks.
and today we are talking to you about
How to be mindful over the holidays.
yes. Why is mindfulness important? Because it helps us stay sane.
Yes, managing all the anxieties and stresses that can sometimes come along with the holidays.
Yeah, and I'm happy to say that Evada and I, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
we exist now pretty much stress-free throughout the holidays.
Yeah, it's,
right? And it wasn't
it's a
always
real
like
joy.
that.
It's
Yeah.
an actually joyous occasion
It's
now.
a joyous occasion.
Whereas
Like when Christmas music comes on, I don't want to vomit anymore.
It's not like I'm panicking. That there used to be a lot of panic as soon as like it hit December 1st.
Yeah.
Just because, it was like the countdown and I never felt prepared.
And the age-old question that always comes up from everybody around you.
What did you get me for Christmas?
Have you done all your Christmas shopping yet? No.
Well, I will say this. I chose this topic because a long time ago I moved to Vancouver and my very first job here in the city was working for Miss Kim at Coast Capital Savings. And Kim was my manager. So we also played roller derby together.
Yeah.
So, and I remember getting that job near around, I think in the summertime, but I was always just working part-time. And as the holidays approached, I got really stressed because I was making much less money than I'd ever made in my life, living in a place which was way more expensive than I could really afford at the time.
Yeah.
And my family all does gifts. I come from a bigger family. I have 3 siblings. They all have partners. And then I have nephews. I have parents and grandparents. And, at the time I felt like I needed to get everybody presents. And I was talking to Kim about that and using like my credit card points. I couldn't even use my credit cards anymore because they were so maxed out. But I had so many that I had enough points that, you could get things like a blow dryer or like a toothbrush and things with your points. So that's what I was ending up doing to get gifts for my family and friends. So Kim at that time explained to me that she does something very different during the holidays. And it really changed my perspective going forward. So why don't we...
So I'll tell you what I do during the holidays. And I'm going to let you know ahead of time that this is not something that you could... I mean, you could just do it. But this is something that you kind of have to set up ahead of time. And what I do is I don't do Christmas gifts anymore. Mm-hmm. And I do a Christmas stocking. But I don't do Christmas gifts anymore. And this has been years. I'm talking like 15 years I've been doing this now. The first year was awkward because people always thought like,
come on,
she's kidding, right? And then you show up somewhere and you don't have any gifts and then somebody has a gift for you and then you feel like a jackass. But I'm here to tell you it's an incredible system once you have it in place. I don't do Christmas gifts anymore. What I do instead is throughout the year, I have a list on my phone actually with everybody's name in it. Mm-hmm. People that I care about, my friends, my family, people that are important to me, people that I otherwise would have given a gift to during the holidays.
Yep.
And throughout the year, I will see something that Evada would like or that whatever would like, and I will purchase a gift and then I'll put a literal check mark on my notes in my phone next to that person's name so I know that they have already received a gift from me. Why do I do this? Because A, I'm not spending all my money at the same time. I'm spacing it out. B, I'm not getting somebody like a blow dryer to what you just said, like if
like a senseless gift.
Yeah,
that's all you can.
You're like, fuck
last
it.
resort.
I'm at the mall. These are the 5 stores that I'm at. I'll find something. Like now you're just consuming to consume, and you're just consuming to buy something, and the gift, not always, but oftentimes will not be as thoughtful. So those are my 2 things, and also, C, I wasn't enjoying the holidays anymore. It's like. No. The holidays are, I know you've heard this a million times, but the holidays are not about gifts. They're about spending time with people, breaking bread with people, having conversations, catching up with somebody.
Yeah.
Enjoying the music, enjoying the lights, enjoying the atmosphere. So that's what I do. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And we're going to give you some tips today that being said, if this system is something that you want to do, then reach out to me on my Instagram or on here, and I will help you set that up for yourself. I promise it's such a different way to live.
Yeah.
That when people now ask me, like, have you done all your Christmas shopping? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then I can move on with my life instead of having that shitty feeling of like, fuck.
And so when we had that conversation and Kim explained to me that she does that, and I can attest that she does throughout the year get thoughtful gifts for people at random times and is very on top of that, and it's very sweet. It really made me think about how at least I could change maybe the process. I am, like I said, from a family of a lot of people, and so maybe not necessarily everyone would be on board with doing it that way, but I definitely presented the idea of like, how can we lower this amount of presents and material items and consuming, because we're all just getting presents for everybody, and some of it's like, in some of it's, you know, just gift cards and things like that, and it's like, how can we dial this down a little bit? So with my family, we actually put all of our names in a hat a few months before December to give everyone lots of time, and we all live in different areas and stuff as well. And we get together, a couple of us, we do the names, we draw the names, everybody gets matched with one other person in the family. Mm-hmm. We set a spending limit for the gift. So $25, $50, whatever works within your budget that everybody can agree on. And then we all just get one gift for one person, and everybody receives one gift. And doing it that way, my family, we really like it because everyone's in the same price range, and it takes away that stress as well. Like, this person's going to get me something really expensive. I have to get them something expensive in return. Yeah. It lowers the stress of that. And also you can have more time to really focus on one person and what you can get for that one person, rather than spreading it out to a bunch of different people, including nephews and people's boyfriends and girlfriends. And it's a easy way to include people into it. Yeah. Over the years, my siblings and I have had different partners. Yeah. Like, not every relationship has lasted the test of time. So it's an easy way to, when you bring someone new into the family, that they can be included over the holidays without it being stressful that people don't know them and don't know what to get them, or that person feels like, I get all your family gifts. Yeah. It's a really nice inclusive way to do gift giving over the holidays. So that's what we do now, and it makes it so much less stressful. We really enjoy it. And so, I just have to worry about getting one gift. And Jeremy and I don't actually get presents for each other. That's something we agreed upon. It's just our values. We don't find it necessary. Like, we can both just get whatever we need on our own. Yeah. And we do thoughtful things throughout the year all the time with each other anyway. So we're just not hyper-focused on, like, that day needing to do something above and beyond spending time with each other. Yeah. So we like to watch Christmas movies, bake, do things like that instead.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I actually, for the first time because of COVID, we watched a lot of them that day, and Die Hard was pretty great. Yeah. I'd never seen it before. Yeah. And really enjoyed myself. And of course, like, oh no. So you're going to be surprised with this one too. Iron Man. Iron Man? I knew Die Hard was a Christmas movie. Iron Man 2, I believe it's the Christmas one. Oh. So, because I also became a huge Avengers fan over the pandemic. So, but I do like all the traditional ones too, like Home Alone and stuff. And what's that one with the family?
Christmas with the Cranks?
No.
Elf? No. The vintage one, my favorite Christmas movie is still Christmas Story.
The one with, Christmas Story is so
Fragile.
Good.
It must be Italian. But Elf is pretty good too.
The one with Chevy Chase.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's fine. You can just comment below and tell us the name of that movie because we both should know. But anyways.
That's so funny.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Okay. There's also, I wanted to add, while Evada was talking, that and I'm sure some of you have seen this concept, but you can also do where everybody brings a gift, like a random gift of a certain amount, and you play the gift stealing game with the
White Elephant, I believe, is one name for it.
White Elephant? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like I ended up I scored some pretty good spices one year with that game.
And you can make them super cheap, like a $5 or something from the dollar store, and it's just like you soon realize when you do things like that it's not about the gift. It's about the experience, the memories, the traditions that you create with your family and friends.
And so these are my top 3 tips for staying mindful throughout the holidays. They're very much money-based, but you're talking to 2 people that have been broke most of their lives.
Yeah, all. Yeah.
I've
never had extra money.
I've never had savings. Just kidding.
We do now.
Yeah,
we do now because of what we're doing now. We didn't before because every last penny we had, we thought we had to spend on somebody or something. Yeah. And now we realize we don't. So.
Yeah. And so this is my number one tip. Don't play the I should because they did game, which is, you know, I should buy a gift for everybody because they're all going to buy a gift. Exactly. I know I should get this. I should show up with this because there are kids there. I get it. Kids love Christmas, but it doesn't mean that you should go broke. There are kids there and everybody else is bringing gifts. Don't play that game. It's a dangerous game to play. And we have to, as people, become more honest about what we're capable of doing. There's no point in wrecking your finances during the holidays just to show face. Yeah. And it's so powerful to just be in a place where you're like, no, I can't do that. And it's okay. And the people that love you should understand when you say, I can't do that.
And it's a beautiful place as well to be able to receive gifts without feeling obligated to give gifts. Yes. Because you're robbing the person that's giving you the gift just the joy of giving you the gift. Because most people will give gifts not expecting a gift in return. Yeah. And if they are, then they don't deserve a gift anyway. Yeah. But like I receive gifts, for example, from my boss, and I know that he makes way more money than me and has a very different like life situation than I do, and I don't believe he expects me to get him a gift. I would love to get him a gift, but it would be really tapping me out if I started getting my coworkers gifts and things like that. So I have to draw a line, but I definitely send him a card and always a thank you card afterwards and things like that. And it's something that he's choosing to do, and I don't think he's doing it because he expects me to get him a gift back.
That's a really good point. Don't rob somebody the pleasure of giving you a gift. That's
by feeling like, don't get me a gift because I can't get you a gift. Yeah. Like, don't start setting that kind of boundary. Yeah. But if people want to get you gifts, that's fine. It's good if you say, if in the past there was some sort of exchange that always happened and you're setting this new precedent where you're not going to be doing that anymore. It's fine to share that, but also don't just say you can't get me anything because I'm not getting giving. If somebody wants to gift you something, it's just nice sometimes to be excited to get something.
It's nice. Yeah.
It's fine.
So that was my number one. Don't play the I should because they did. Don't do that. Be your own person. Mm-hmm. It's magical. I promise you this. This is my number two tip. If you're invited somewhere for dinner, whether it's at somebody's house or at a restaurant, or if you're invited to a party, before you say yes, and I know it's important to go out and do things, before you say yes, consider what the financial impact will be. Because I know we're so quick. This is what happens. And comment down below if you've ever done this. You get invited to a party, you get invited to a restaurant, we're all going out, the whole, like, the staff is going out, and especially during the holidays, there's so many things, and you're like, yes! And now you realize, wait a minute, I'm going to have to pay for stuff at the restaurant. I'm going to have to, it's a potluck, I'm going to have to buy ingredients to go make something. Or I'm going to a party, there's cover, and then there's drinking and whatever. And it's like, you've said yes. Now it's going to be a financial obligation. If you can afford it, then do it. But keep your finances in check. Now it's a financial obligation. And now, if you are somebody that doesn't like to cancel on people, you're going to give yourself the stress of money and the stress of, I want to bail, but I can't bail, and I should bail, and I can't afford this. And now you're doing this time and time and time again. It's okay to say no to things. Yes. It's okay. It took me a long time to fucking understand that. I remember when I worked at not when I worked in Montreal, when I first got into like the corporate world, I'd say yes to everything and everybody else could afford it. And there I was like calling my credit card company while I was at the restaurant, making sure I had enough space. How much money do I have on this credit card? Stressful. How much money do I have on that credit card? Trying to pay in private and trying to get the waiter to like split my bill between 3 cards. It was fucking bonkers. And I've done that. And it's like all because I didn't want to tell anybody that I couldn't afford it. And all because I made a commitment before checking in with my finances. So it's something our brain does. If you find yourself hearing, hey, do you want to come to XYZ? Do a quick financial check and then answer the question. You don't even need to say, you can lie and say I'm not available that night or whatever. I would just be like, I'm broke. I can't. Yeah, it's good. Good.
It's empowering to be honest about that because you're making the decision. You're owning your situation and you're trying to make better decisions for yourself. Yeah. And there is a lot of pressure. I really had a hard time. I've worked in the corporate world. Yes. I've worked in the corporate world my whole adult life. And I was constantly asked to go for birthday lunches, holiday dinners, like holiday lunches. And it's changing now. I'm seeing in a lot of places. I work in, thankfully, a more progressive office, but now it's a safe space for staff to ask, are we expected to pay for our own meal? Because that will make the difference between whether I can go or not. Sometimes your bosses are offering to take you out, but it's good to clarify that if you're not sure, and also just confirm like you can't make it if that's not the case. And that's, I've seen it. I work in an administrative job where I'm the one sending these invitations out and had those emails sent to me wanting to clarify, and it's great to see because it's people being very clear about how they want to spend their money and their funds, and you shouldn't be expected to just because of the job that you have, or you shouldn't feel the pressure to just because you work in an office.
Yeah, 100%. And my number 3 is avoid the malls. And some of you may love the mall. If you love the mall, then please enjoy the mall. But try throughout the year to follow small businesses either on Instagram or I know a lot of people are on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever. You know, sometimes for me, somebody shares a small business and I don't necessarily want something from that small business now, but I give it a follow because I don't know what I'm going to be looking for. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know what I mean? Like if I want to get something, I don't necessarily shop during the holidays, but I like to know what businesses are putting out. But the malls are so stressful.
Yes.
They are crowded. It's all like generic stuff.
Panicked energy.
There's such a pleasure in it.
And everything is concocted in a way to like market to you and your panic and your fear.
The lighting is even like everything is set up that way. You know, I hate shitting on malls because I know there's probably some good shops in there, but at the end of the day, it's so nice to meet up with a small business owner or like somebody selling something on Instagram or selling you know what I mean? Or on buns even, or whatever it is that you do. Just that human interaction of like actually just in the calm of your own life, in the calm of the space that you're in, to just purchase something one-on-one without putting yourself in that hellhole of a building. Like the last time I went to Metrotown Mall, it was like years and years ago, and I vowed never to go back again. Ever to go back again.
Yeah. I love that. I think I totally agree. Malls are a nightmare. I actually haven't been to one in a very long time. I feel really uncomfortable in them anyways. I have like major social anxiety. I do shopping online. One tip about that, if you are choosing that avenue, is then you have the opportunity to really look for things that are on clearance and on sale. And I typically do that kind of shopping months in advance before the holidays.
Yeah.
But it's entirely up to you. But a great gift if you're going to do local or just in your town is books.
Yes.
Because you can go to a used bookstore.
Yes.
And every age books are great for. Children, adults, grandparents. And it's a thoughtful thing because you can pick a book that you think somebody would really enjoy. You can even write in the inscription inside something nice. You can write the date. And that's something that somebody can keep forever.
Yeah.
And can be very inexpensive.
Yeah. Shout out, by the way, to the Book Warehouse on Broadway. They are incredible. Mm-hmm. And I vowed last year to stop buying books on Amazon. I'm weaning myself off of a lot of things. And it's like you go there and first of all, they have all their staff pick out their favorite books. And then they will tell you on each book how much you would have paid on Amazon. And then if there's a book that you want, you can order it in. It's a small family run business. So I just love that place. I love going there. This year I'm getting my nephews all these different books for kids about queer families and about trans families, and that I saw somewhere else, which I thought, and also National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
We did it.
Sometimes you just gotta let it percolate. You gotta set it and forget it. It's always there. It's always inside.
And you know what? We should know the title because it's apparently one of my favorites. But I have watched that a million times, and I just didn't know the title. But thank you.
Such a good movie. Yeah.
But yeah, so books, and you can even go to like used bookstores. The vibe, the feeling, the energy of a used book, an older book. Like the smell. I love that kind of stuff. But just thinking outside the mall. Yeah. It doesn't need to be from a mall. It doesn't need to be from Amazon. No matter who the person is, there's an option out there that's not like supporting this consumption of just material goods. Yeah.
You know what I did for somebody one year? They really loved skipping stones. Mm-hmm. Like there's somebody that just loves skipping, and I had traveled somewhere and there was all these different stones, like all these different perfect skipping stones. So I took a fabric bag, like a velour fabric bag, and I wrote world's best skipping stones, and I put all these skipping stones and I wrapped it right? So
That's
cheap.
awesome. And,
So
and like
cheap.
getting that gift, you feel so considered and so
Yeah.
loved. It's very sweet. It's a good
And
idea.
you've got some ideas for some other homemade
Yes. So
gifts?
I know when you hear like, oh, make a homemade gift for your friends or family, you're like, oh gosh, like some like arts and craft project or like macaroni necklace or something. And it doesn't need to be that cheesy. I like baking is a really good one. Baking or cooking, but baking I love and prefer because it's much easier to follow a very specific recipe. And it can be anything like baking just cookies. One thing my bosses do at my work now is they actually bake cookies and put them in little cartons, and that's kind of what they do for all the
I
staff.
love that.
And it's so great. We get to go to work and pick up our little carton of like Christmas cookies, and they're all different kinds. Anyways, and it's literally like I get 4 cookies, but I'm through the roof. I
Yeah.
think it's the best, coolest thing ever.
I agree. Food is definitely the way to my heart.
So baking a
Send us
family
cookies.
So baking a family member a pie, cookies, any kind of treat that you feel confident in doing, like that's really sweet. And you can like do like the packaging up really cute with like a ribbon or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Over the pandemic, I started doing cross stitching. So I decided last Christmas that I would gift my friends with, for their birthdays, little cross stitching projects. And I knew they weren't the most amazing because I had just started, but I knew that those people would feel very, very thought about, very like loved because I put that energy and time into making something like that.
Yeah, and I'll show you the ones that we got. Jay got Mahatma Jay Bay. Because Jay is always dropping nuggets of information, nuggets of knowledge, like boom, leaves the room.
Yeah.
It's always a Mahatma Jay Bay moment.
Yeah,
and
that was for Jay's birthday, I think.
for me, stay unfuckwithable.
Yep.
I love this. And very thoughtful because it's got all these little 80s shape on it, and that's my vibe.
Yeah.
That's my vibe. So that's one idea. And something that I started doing when I played roller derby as a sewing project because I would get really stressed out is making sock monkeys. And then we had a sock monkey making workshop when we worked at Coast Capital.
Yes.
And this is one of mine. He's been through the ringer a little bit, but this was so easy to make. So easy to make.
Yeah.
And people love these. If you're making them for a small child, don't put any button eyes, goes without saying.
You can definitely personalize them, yeah, because Kim did teach us how to do this, but you can go on YouTube for sure now. They'll show you how you can do it and what materials you need, and honestly, you don't need a lot.
No.
And you can customize something, get socks that are like very personable to the person you're giving it to, do little like a bow tie or a hat or things like that.
You can make it a little denim vest, chains, hat. Now we're really going over the top.
Yeah. So those are just some ideas as well, things that you can make, or even print off a photo, go to like your drugstore, your photo place, print off a photo, get it, and just like a photo that is special to you and that person, have it framed, put it in a frame from the dollar store.
Turn it into a puzzle. You did that with me with Frankie.
I turned
it was so
into
cute.
a puzzle. And you can even get like frames secondhand and things like that. Just go to a secondhand store and just give someone a framed photo, because nowadays too we don't frame and print photos that often.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thing you can get someone too.
And this is a super funny hack about frames, because I tell this to people and they're like, oh, I had never thought of that. Because you're like, oh, how am I going to find a frame to fit a certain photo? But you do the opposite. You go find a frame at the thrift shop, and then based on the size of the frame, you go to London Drugs and get the photo made that size. I know it's not that complicated, but the pushback has always been like, you get a photo and then you have to find the frame. Find the frame and then get the photo.
Yes, that's great. That's a really good piece of advice.
I have so many frames.
Just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because I have so many frames, or I have like so many photos in a thing to frame, and I'm like, and also frames are expensive.
Yeah.
But if you just go to a secondhand store, the dollar store, you can find some cute ones.
So many things. That's it for us. In the comments, I would love it if you had some suggestions on homemade gifts, something that you've been doing. Like, I'm a sock monkey maker master. I can't cross stitch.
I'm a cross stitching queen.
Yeah, those are our two things. What is your thing? What is your thing that you like to do? And second of all, I would like to know, do you have any tips on staying mindful during the holidays? And again, mindfulness is all about not getting swept up in somebody else's energy, not getting swept up in other people's belief systems or expectations. It's about standing your ground and being in the present moment and not freaking out and avoiding those reasons why you would freak out. You know, we are in control of our environment. We're in control of our circumstances. You have to set those clear boundaries so that you can have an enjoyable holiday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If none of these suggestions work out for you and you still have to show up somewhere gift free, like you don't have gifts, all the people there are still going to love you and it's going to be fine. And this holiday will pass and it's going to be the new year and then it's going to be another month and it's going to be just old news.
It's going to be old news.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
So don't. Yeah. Just stay unfuckwithable. Where's my thing? Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
That was good. That is what I say every time. That was good.